Hello everyone and welcome to Game 2 in the series LZ versus Titan. Game 1 on Antigua Shipyard. Game 2 here now on Daybreak. A very interesting game as the game does get underway. Game 1, a nice little macro game for both of the players to get them started, get them warmed up. And we'll see whether or not Game 2 turns out to be another macro game as well. LZ spawning on the top right hand side of the map as the purple Zerg player. Meanwhile, Titan on the bottom left hand side of the map as the green Protoss. Protoss versus Zerg once more as we may be going into a Forge Fast expansion here on Daybreak. Forge Fast expansion, a very easy setup here. It may take 2 pylons at the most in order to completely wall off this section here, as a probe is now making its way across the map. Now, so far LZ hasn't really tipped his hand, either has Titan. LZ is not doing any sort of crazy all-in rush, even though rushes are fairly common in a Protoss versus Zerg. I've seen Protoss players and Zerg players try to go for a 6 or 7 pool early in the game in order to just deal a devastating blow before the Forge Fast expansion is completed. Probe now quickly trying to mine. It will delay some of the mining off over here as the probe is now going to escape and try to head back home. We'll see what's going to be happening next as we may be going for a Nexus. Where is this probe? The probe is still wandering around here, waiting to see if a hatchery will be established. Perhaps going to head back up to the north, and now finally spot a spawning pool has been placed down. With this, we'll see if Titan responds with a Forge first or a Nexus first. No, he's going to be going for a Gateway once more, and this is going to be a Gateway expand. A very dangerous type of expansion, a Gateway expand, in that Titan is not going to be able to really defend his front door, but he isn't sacrificing as much of his economy. Titan did warp in a pylon over here at the natural expansion, making it, oh, the hatchery, could it be placed down? No, it could have been placed down for just a second, and now Titan just wandering around here, blocking the hatchery, and the hatchery of LZ just constantly getting stopped because a probe is constantly there. Beautifully done, as another pylon now warps in. I think the hatchery, could it actually fit there? I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if LZ even tries it. I think there might actually be enough room to warp in a hatchery here, as Thunder now going around in the background. And we do have a Nexus, and we are getting that Forge now. We are chrono boosting out a Zealot. Down over here, the hatchery looks like it will finally be placed down, as the hatchery set up at about the 4-minute mark, and that is a significant delay, as the probe now needs to perhaps get back home. The probe already down to 10 hit points. 2 more hits from those 4 Zerglings will take it down, and I believe that probe will not be able to recharge any of its shields, and those minerals will be lost here on this space station forever. Probe now warping in a cybernetics core. Zealot is going to be at the front door. No photon cannon though, and without, oh, there goes, there's the photon cannon. It does take 40 seconds to warp in, and now is this Zealot going to be able to do anything about it is the key question. The photon cannon does need about another 25 seconds to go. Those Zerglings could try to test that front door, but it's not going to really work out well. Too many shields on these high shield buildings for the Zerglings to really cut through and deal any true damage at all. We're taking a look back at the bases. Titan currently running off of 2 gas. Meanwhile, LZ running off of 2 gases as well. But it looks like he's going to be going for a bust. The hatchery was canceled, so now LZ going to perhaps be trying to do an all-in here. Now we're going to see a baneling nest about 2/3 of the way completed. More Zerglings could be added off over here. The Zealot now making his way out, and the Zerglings are going to back off, perhaps try to do a bit of a surround later as the metabolic boost about to be completed. The Queen is going to be able to continue to inject and perhaps macro up more and more units off of this hatchery here. It looks as though a lot of hatchery, or a lot of Zerglings still being added, as there are a whole bunch of Banelings hiding off in this fog of war here. 7 Banelings hiding in the fog of war. A probe now trying to make its way out. We can see that there is an Overlord here, and what are these Banelings going to do? The Banelings could perhaps just end up doing a bust, and perhaps hitting right here would be the perfect location, as that I believe the photon cannon would just end up getting destroyed. And now what's going to happen? The Banelings trying to bust this down. Oh no, a perfectly placed force field, as the Banelings are trying to just push their way through this front door. Is it going to work? I'm not 100% sure. The Forge down to 36, 24 hit points. There he goes. It does get taken down. Another force field beautifully placed as Titan now trying to fend off this attack. A second photon cannon comes in, and LZ says GG. So a beautifully placed force field by Titan, stopping stopping one photon cannon from being destroyed, and that was all it took. LZ with the all-in, and it doesn't work. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for Game 3 in this series.